Ahoy! Captain Olavia here, and we're 2-week building again with Queen Raae.
Where's your 2-week build sketch note?
It's right here.
Gotta do the same thing as always.
2-week build with Queen Raae, Captain Olavia, and Amy.
Amy is not here, but Amy is the person who put on the 2-week build challenge. And I am gonna show you the website so that you can see what we're talking about. Share screen, entire screen. And then we're gonna add that to the stage. Look at that! 2-week build challenge. March 1st to March 14th. That's on Friday. That's just 3 days away. 2 days away. It's not even Friday. Is that Thursday? That is Thursday. I thought it was until Friday. Am I?
We'll see.
Have we daylight saved ourselves a full day? I mean, guess who showed up an hour and 4 minutes late to her team meeting yesterday?
I see.
It might have been me. Might have been me. I sat down. I was actually sitting at the computer and I was like doing some last minute things. And then I went to my calendar, my GCal, to click on the link because it's, it's a Google Meet meeting. And I went there and I was going to click it and I was like, but it's over. And then I looked at the time again. I'm like, what? Like, what? And then I think I called out to you. I was like, has there been some kind of change in times over there in the United States? And you just laughed at me because it's been all over the internet and all over the Twitters. And I usually get those tweets. I don't know what happened. Maybe I've muted some word that makes me not see any of these. Is it daylight saving time we're on now, or
it's extra fun because I never notice stuff that happens on the internet, and you.
That's why it was extra fun. So you were like, yeah, it's been all over the Twitter, and I was like, what? They had guessed. That was the reason I didn't show up yesterday, and it was a light update. Yeah, and they said it was a light update this week, so
Yeah.
Hell I uhell, as we say here in Norway.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell. I guess it's now. Hell I uhell, luck in unluck. Directly translated.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
That sounds weird. So I thought that today we're going to close off the work that we did yesterday, which was remote Astro collections, sort of. I actually ended up writing my first blog post in a while on it. So you can head on over to Queen Raae. It's remote Astro collections, sort of. And it kind of goes through what we did yesterday, getting the building of the whole time. Getting the build time for our podcast homepage from 3,789 milliseconds to 148 milliseconds. And the reason this ended up taking so long, almost 4 seconds, to build the homepage is that we decided to go for a most popular podcast episodes on the front page or on the homepage. So do we call it homepage these days or do we call it front page? I'm a little uncertain. I'm going to go with homepage. On the homepage, we wanted to show the most popular podcast episodes. And to be able to showcase that, we needed to ask Transistor for all of the analytics data for those episodes. And it came back to us on a per day interval. So for every episode, we had an array of the downloads for each day in the period. And then we had to summarize all of those day analytics and total it up for each episode, then sort the array to find the 5 top ones. And as I wrote here is that we could probably optimize the code, but it would still be pretty slow. And In production, I wouldn't really care because this site is statically generated. So all of the pages, the HTML for all of the pages will be built before it's deployed. So this isn't something that would hit the visitor, but it really hit my developer experience.
Yeah.
Because every time we would do a design change or any kind of change to the home page and going back to that page, it took forever to load, right? And there, I also said here we could skip just doing this in development. And I say here that it would be hard to design that section if we did, but we could have, in essence, faked it and just like picked the 3 oldest or the 5 oldest episodes or something like that. That could have worked, but it was still pretty slow because with Astro and remote data, it's still doing that fetch call to the remote data every time you go back to that page. Like it runs through the code in the front matter every time. But then they also have this concept of collections if you have local data. And that data, it seems like they're doing some, caching and pre-processing on that data. So I was like, let's use Astro collections, even though we have remote data. So what we ended up doing is just downloading all of the data ahead of time and putting them into the file system so that Astro, think of it as local, just like local Astro collections. And that gave us really good developer experience. It also gave us the added benefit of validating the data that came from Transistor, or at least the data that we save to the file system, because we could use the collection, Astro collection definitions. So here we are defining, blah, 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 VS Code, stop nagging me. We can define a collection here in Astro, and we can say that on the episode, this is the data that we expect to see. And if this is not present, our website will not function properly because we are expecting these things to be there. And we are saving lots more than that. So the data that we actually download and then put into this episodes folder, but we're not checking it into Git. So this folder is empty when we deploy on Netlify, and then the script runs to download and fill this folder before Astro builds. So the data here, like there's a lot more data, but we'll only be defining the ones that we really need. And the cool thing about that is that if we now say that if we want the slug, for instance, to be a number instead, we will get an array on build because it is expecting it to be a number. So we're kind of getting built-in validation of our data, which is pretty cool. So content entry front matter does not match schema, expected time number, received string. So for our kind of download script, I just skipped using TypeScript. I find it quite annoying to type an API that is not mine and that doesn't have types already. So we just did this with JavaScript, and then we save all of these episodes as these JSON files in this episode folder, and then we're kind of letting Astro take over validation from the build point. So if something is wrong with this data, this build will fail, and Netlify will not deploy a new version of your site. So you'll still have the old site with the old data. And it's usually better to have a site with the old data than have a new site with invalid data that crashes your layouts or your design or your site altogether. So that was what we did yesterday. So let's just merge that in. Well, let's change back. And then we also had another approach here that I do want to give a big shout out to, because it also put me kind of on the path towards this idea. So this suggestion was to cache the responses from Transistor. And that would work really well if we didn't do that big of a transformation on the data. We could have cached the transformation of the data, But this kind of led me down the path of let's just create files in the file system so that Astro sees them as collections. And then we also, another guy was also saying, I think in my notifications somewhere, I want to give him a shout out as well. If I can find it. I was tweeting up a storm this morning. I was a little bit spicy this morning. I don't know if people...
no.
Oh no. I think he actually retweeted this one. No, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the person.
What did he say then? You can say that.
Here it is. Patrick. He said that, yes, maybe use endpoint for setting cache in first call and return JSON, or you can create JSON files with script before run build, like node create JSON TS and npm run build. Same problem with Next.js pages version. It repeats the same API calls for each page. So I'm pretty happy with this, but I still hope that Astro comes up with some sort of a data layer or some way of doing remote content collections natively. And we can hope, because Astro is in their launch week. Astro's in their launch week, and they said that they were going to today they're announcing Astro DB.
No. Oh, yes.
It's
and tomorrow.
Tuesday today. And tomorrow there's like a question mark. Maybe, maybe that's remote collections or a data layer. I don't know, because I'm thinking if they release the DB today, the DB could be used as a way for them to do a data layer. And maybe if you use Astro DB, you can have collections live in the Astro DB instead of in the file system. Just guessing here, just hoping. And together with Drizzle ORM, we are wondering, Tuesday when? When on Tuesday are you announcing this? And I said, yes, when. We've been awake for hours here in Europe. So let's see, did they announce DB? No, they still haven't. I don't know what time zone they're in. They're not it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Astro. Come on. Anyway. This is us streaming.
Great.
How meta. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to close this one after giving a shout out there, because it was, it was a good suggestion. I should probably write something. I'll do that afterwards. And then we have the one that we made yesterday, and it looks to be working because it's deployed fine on Netlify, downloading all those files. So let's do a rebase and merge. And we should have no more pull requests. And we've actually done this, create one pod. We were good. We started making issues for what we were going to do, but then we just kept on coding and forgot doing any issues. So just let's close it because it's been made. And let's fetch the latest version then.
Yes.
So let's check out main and let's pull to get updates.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's up over here. Honor view? What's my PVD?
What do you mean? Honor view?
I don't know why it says Raae at honor view, blah, blah, blah. I don't know enough about
that's not
terminals. Good. Is somebody hacked into my computer?
No. I don't think so.
Now it says MacBook Air.
Well, that's better then. That honor view, that sounded, untidy. It sounded untidy. You don't like untidy over here on the internet.
I feel
apropos that. Yeah.
I feel like I'm hacked or something. Like my computer has been acting weird lately.
Well, it always does, doesn't it? That's what I'm teaching the Pirate Princess.
Okay, so at least, and let's do an install because it seems like it doesn't have Astro content.
But
kidding me?
apropos internet, I call it website. Do you call it homepage?
No, the front page of the. So this is the home page. This is the all episode page. This is the home page.
I see.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
But now, what's up with my setup? So Astro 4. But now it's saying that we cannot find module Astro content. But anyway, let's update to the latest Astro version.
Row. Did you merge the last thing first?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
so
good.
Git log here, fetch data to disk and use Astro collection, remove collection cache, which was just a tiny thing. And then we need to search for my own blog post on how to YOLO update everything. So this is to upgrade a pattern. We'll just do an upgrade later. Oh, we're not using yarn, so this doesn't work.
No.
So update all packages with npm packages to latest.
So no YOLO then.
You have to install G check updates. No. How to update? npm update G will apply the update action to each globally installed package. So does that mean we can just do npm update then? Update. It will also install. Okay, we'll update all the packages listed in the latest version specified by the tag config, respecting the semver constraints. I don't really want that. I just want it to be to the latest. Latest.
The latest. Oh, damn.
This is my favorite thing, just YOLO updating everything, and now I don't know how to do that with npm anymore. Well, let's just update Astro then. So npm install Astro at latest, because there was a 4.5 coming yesterday.
Yes.
There we go. And then
that
we
is
can
groovy.
Let's make sure that we have the latest Astro adapter from Netlify. And then I'm sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do today. I said we should do some design exploration, figure out how we want the site to be.
So you're thinking about doing something else now, or what?
I'm thinking about how to do that. And then this annoys me because it's working, but it says that I cannot find its corresponding type declaration. So how do we get the types? Cannot find module. Okay. Let's see. You need to run a build or use our new sync command to generate this module.
Yes.
I got the same. Running npx astro sync, then close VS Code, and then restart again. Sold mine. Let's try that. Or let's just try sync. But at least it looks to be working. Most popular episode, all episodes. Well, let's actually do some design because I can't look at this anymore. And it looks like I've forgotten to remove some console logs, of course. But let's try the sync then. Is there a sync command already in here? No. Okay, let's try this command then. Okay. No. So let's
For
close.
all of you who's wondering, the pirate princess is skiing in the woods right now. What do you know? We still have the snow for it. Yeah. Oh,
It worked.
wow. You didn't
Not
have
even
to
sure.
restart? That's nice.
No, I did restart while you were talking about the Pirate Princess being in the woods.
That
It
was
just didn't
very,
take that long. So fast.
that was super
So
quick.
fast. I mean,
Super quick.
super quick. Okay, so we want to do some design exploration,
Yes,
design
absolutely.
explorations. So
You wanted to
one,
look at something? There's no, 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 no. Okay. What?
what?
What is design exploration?
Exploration. I want to just have a little bit of a look around at different podcast website templates to decide what kind of structural design we want, and then that's one task. That's one.
Why? Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do the why
Why?
for that. Why? I like to just have a little sneak peek at different things and like collecting inspiration on how I would like the site to be, and just think outside of my own kind of box or my own thoughts, or be inspired outside of what I was thinking myself. So that's one task, and the how there is pretty easy. We'll just do a Google search and like have a little bit of a look around. So
Yeah,
that's
good.
one task we could do today. The other task we could do today would be to start styling with CSS variables, because I think this week we'll just style it for our podcast Data in the Wild that we are releasing after Easter. But then we also want to use this website for potentially for your podcast, which will be Pirate Dev Life, and those would have different designs. So it would be fun to like start styling this with some CSS variables and like see how we can use the same code and just change the look and feel using CSS variables.
Yes.
So which one do you pick?
In the wild.
The styling?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 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 no. What was the choice? What am I choosing? Which one do I
Choosing
pick
to
of?
look out using CSS variables with Astro,
Or
or looking at inspiration and
oh, what do
drawing
we
out
start with? Ah.
a little bit what we want. It's a hard
Don't we
choice.
have to look at the inspiration before we start actually doing it?
No, we could start creating CSS variables for like background color, text color, brand color, accent color, and stuff like that.
What do you prefer? How do you usually do it? In what?
I do them all mixed, but let's start
Oh,
with a little bit of design exploration, or
right.
because I'm not
Yes.
so much thinking about the design and the exploration. It's more about how we structure the site with like, should we
Yes.
have, most popular? Should we have latest? Should there be like a podcast that is like an episode that is featured? Should there be more of an like intro to what our podcast is about? So
Yes.
we are working off of the slow and steady data. And so we could start by looking at our site from Transistor. So this is generated by Transistor, and then we've done some tweaking. And here they kind of focus on like, what is this podcast about? And then you have the latest episodes and previous episodes. We have the two latest, and that's what we have on the front page. And then if you go to episodes, you just get all of the episodes, and then you can also search the episodes. But what is cool with Transistor is you also have this people tab, and I'm not 100% sure how we can get that data out of Transistor, so we're going to have to look at that one day as well, but that's pretty cool. And then you have this subscribe tab where you have these little links to all of the places that you could listen to the podcast. So what I would do is just do like podcast website template, and then just go for images and like see what we got here. If anybody just like jumps out. template, podcast press. Oh, this is Transistor's thumbnail for their new podcast website builder. That's cool. And like, if you are making a podcast and you it's totally fine to just use the generated site from Transistor, but with Data in the Wild specifically, and also with Ula's podcast, we want to like build more than the episodes. We also want to add blog posts and articles and other things connected to the podcast. So that's why we're building our own podcast site. I feel like I did this search at some point and I found some good ones. Okay, look at Webflow. Webflow usually has good stuff.
Yes. We only need 3, don't we?
Well, we need 3 to like look at, but we can take our inspiration from. This one is cute. Like, this looks a little bit like my vibe with the colors, at least, because that's the colors that I like, even though I said we were going to look at structure right now. Let's have a look at these. Look at this one. This was super cute.
Yeah.
I think it fit very well. Maybe I'll just, look at the whole thing for, you can buy it now for $49 and go live on Webflow, I think.
Because of the W? They're called, yeah. It was the Webflow W, okay.
Yeah, it's the Webflow W right there.
I see.
Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this vibe. So, because the vibe that we're going for with Data in the Wild, it's like a little bit of a jungle vibe. And I found these super cute illustrations on Icons 8. And I have like this lifetime. I don't think I have a lifetime subscription, but I have a old cheap subscription to Icons 8. So I try to just get everything off of Icons 8 these days. Yeah. So this one, he just spoke to me. Or she. It might be a she. I felt like a he. It's Crocodile with its little pirate logo on the t-shirt, which kind of like speaks to the rest of our stuff, where we are kind of like, have kind of a little bit of like a pirate cosplay thing going. I felt like he could fit, and like that kind of vibe together with this kind of vibe, I feel that could be pretty good. What happens if I play this video?
But you're not talking. Oh no! But you're not talking about structure now. You're talking about vibe.
Now I'm talking about vibe. We were looking at structure, but I'm like, this is the vibe I want.
Where's the little crocodile again? Yeah, you see that teacup there?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it looks like he's drinking crocodile tea with crocodile flavor. Look at that! It's crocodile. Like that's wild.
I think it's this checkmark cup. Like, there are so many illustrations here. I think it's a heart. Ula,
it's a crocodile heart. It's crocodile skin. How cute is it? It is crocodile heart flavor. So what do you think a crocodile heart tastes like, huh? Tastes like crocodile?
You're ruining my cute vibe. I was going, because I think it's cool. The podcast is Data in the Wild, where we talk to indie hackers about their data modeling journeys. And it's called Data in the Wild, which I thought was like fun. We're in the wild, but then what's it called? Juxtaposed onto this like super cute illustration style. At least I really like that. So let's look at the structure on this one. I like that there's like a big subscribe button, which then takes you to all of these, but I would probably have that be like a subscribe to our newsletter. And then here's this little cute play video thing that I don't know if we need. And then here are kind of like images of the host. We'll see. But there is like the title, and then you have like a little bit of an intro, which is the same thing we have.
If we do this for each like episode, it would be cool to have the guests there.
That is, we could have like the guests there, and then us as hosts here, or we could have just the guests. That would be I don't know if I like that these things follow my mouse. Like I am getting a little seasick already. Okay.
Yeah.
But then they have a focus on latest episodes,
Yes.
which is cool. I like that, that there's like a square around it. I think having this kind of vibe, like the very like square vibe with the cute colors is cool because, instead of having everything be like rounded corners and rounded and like
Yeah.
very rounded, but having the squareness together with the jungleness. Because what I thought similarly to as we did with Mixpod, we have these kind of repeating patterns here. Now there's not much. Well, if we go to about, you can like scroll. There's this like repeating patterns, a little too repeating, but we could do something similar with these kind of like jungle,
Yes.
that like plant things can like come out of the side of the screen.
Yes.
So that could be cool. And then they had just latest, and then you do next, and then you get to the next page. I know this was a little too busy for me. I think we're gonna do that a little less busy. The only weird thing here is that we can't get to like all episodes. I think it's important, like on the slow and steady page, that it's just like an episode button that takes you to like episodes. So we'll have a home, episodes, and then we can have an about page for now. And then later we'll also have articles and maybe tutorials on how to do data modeling properly. So that will be like added later. And then we can have subscribe, which I think should be a subscribe to a newsletter to hear when there's new episodes coming out. Okay, here's the view all episode. That wasn't clear to me.
Where was it?
So let's. Here, it's this cute little.
Oh, okay. But it's down. It's way
Yeah.
down.
But what I like here is that they have the title and then like a short interview, and then I think we should just like hit them with the latest episodes instead of having a button that's latest episodes. And then like this one, like have this be further up so we get the latest episodes. But then I like this one, which is like a more of an intro where it's more about the podcast and what it is, like how many episodes. And I like that there was this section, and then they have a sign up for newsletter, which I like, and then the featured guests. And this is pretty cool. Okay, let's start drawing then.
All right, TL draw. Let's do it.
TL draw.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have a black background on mine. Why do you have white?
Because I don't. You probably turned on dark mode.
I did. Absolutely. I did.
So we'll have the home, and then we'll have episodes, and then we could probably have a little bit of a logo. They kind of have the logo here in the middle, which is pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to have a logo, but we can have some kind of like mark in the middle.
If other people also are going to use this, it would be good to have what they did, where you just have the name and then some kind of emoji or something.
Yeah. Is that what they have there? Yeah. I think it for us, like, since it's going to be, I'm going to write probably data in the wild here and then have a subtitle. I think here, just to get back to the homepage and just for some flair, we could just have a little icon or nothing. Like that could be fine as well. And then we had the subscribe over at the other end. And since that with podcasts actually takes you to a subscribe kind of page, because we don't know what, which of these you use, maybe it could take us to a subscribe page that also has a newsletter subscription like this, but have it on the page instead of scrolling down, so that you actually, because now it's very busy.
But you're thinking that the subscribe button, that's newsletter.
Well, now I was thinking maybe then it should be a subscribe page that has then, subscribe as its headline, and then has all of the
just ways you can subscribe.
All of the ways to subscribe.
Yeah.
Here, just make this small and just write and just draw a little bit. So, maybe I should do. So you just have like these different ways of subscribing.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
that's the note, all of the ways to subscribe. And then we could have the newsletter sign up. You know, have a little bit of a newsletter sign up here. That's the subscribe page. So that would, this button would take us to this page. And it will have the same header. Oh, we wanted the about. So let's do about. Is this small? Yeah. So let's do all of these small. Subscribe. And then that's the subscribe page. We want all of these on the subscribe page as well. Like that. And then we'll have the episode page. But first we'll have like all the episodes. So let's look at this all episodes page again. How did I get to all episode there? View all episodes. Yes, that's what I said. I like these little boxes.
Yeah.
Let's see how they look when they get smaller. Yeah. So I think, but maybe just two. I think these are a little too narrow. And I think our thumbnails will be in landscape. So let's do them in landscape.
Yeah.
But I like that it's two, it's like we're using the width here on the large screen, and then on smaller screens, we'll just make sure that it's just one. So it's the thumbnail, and then there are some text about it. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. I'll make my own drawing.
Yeah, you can draw this as a proper sketch notes afterwards. So we'll do this one again on top. And then let's go in slow and steady. If we go to episodes, like they don't have a title for the episode. Same thing, like here they do recent episodes, which is kind of true because it's the latest episode, but it is also just all episodes. Do we really need a title here? Let's think, it might look good if it's just like you click subscribe and you get all of them, and then we can have a little search thing on top like they have. If you wanted to search through all of them, as that will be like our title. But we'll have to feel. Maybe we need a title here, but I just don't see it now that we actually need a title.
No, let's not do that. Drop the title. I agree. I like it. Let's drop it. You go into the website and you're like, I'm at the website for the podcast now. You don't have to write that on top. You're at the podcast.
No, but we often do though. So I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how it feels. Sometimes you draw these things out, right? And then after starting to use the site, you're like, okay, that doesn't work, and then on the front page here, how did they did them sideways like that. It could be that we just wanted like this for both pages.
Where are you now? What's this?
This is their front page. So the front page, the episodes are like this, and then on view all, they're like that. And I kind of like this, but in a way it's harder to read because you have to read episode 9 and then you have to read there and then go up again and read and then up again. While if you only have one column, you can actually skim the way through. So I think I changed my mind. I want it.
Oh no, I made a drawing. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So if we do it,
I like it. Then I'll make another drawing. So you're not you're keeping the title thing then? or not?
I'm not using the title. The title for the what now I'm not
You have
following.
like a place for title up there.
No, that's the search bar.
Okay.
I think. Are you talking about this little
Yeah.
box here? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was going to be our search, so that when
All
you
right.
are on like the all episodes page, you can start searching like you can on this Transistor Made one. Here, you can start, you know, scary, scary, and then you get like the scary bell peppers. Yeah, you should definitely be a guest on the Slow and Steady podcast, folks, because we kept having guests on and they kept getting funded. So if you want to get funded, go get on the show. Anyway, okay, so if we do this, then we can just reuse, the column view here on our front page.
You had guests and they kept getting funded. They didn't have funding. They were like talking and then they got funded.
No, I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 that while like we were waiting to record, they got funding. Or
okay, cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. So maybe we should just drop this whole website onto the TL Draw to remember where we got the inspiration from.
Yes, I think you should.
Okay, so what is the essence of this here? It's the big title, and then it's the subtitle, and then it's the listen on. I think this could be smart to have in the top with just the icons. So can I even just like clean shot that and just like hit it clean shot?
What do you mean clean shot?
Okay, so let's just capture this.
What is clean shot?
Clean shot is my super cool screenshotter that can like screenshot things.
Ooh. Oh, I did it wrong now. You have the text on the side there now. Oh no, I did it wrong. Oh no, oh no. No.
I should just look at that. I can just like now.
Wow, did you just copy that? That's cool.
I cut it out of their page and just put it up there. So
that's great. I like it.
So data, not data in the wild. And what I liked here was like this little playfulness. We'll see how we can add playfulness with our illustrations.
Yeah.
Data in the wild. And then maybe, I've seen this happen before, is that we could also maybe just drop pictures of a lot of the guests around here in some way. And then if you click on the guest, you get to their episode.
Yeah.
So we could have, I kind of like Tailwind has these, we go to components, templates. They have some templates. And I think on this template, I kind of like this little vibe here where, you get like a little bit of a like whimsical photographs here.
Yeah.
So, and in a way, since we are done all of these as live streams, Ola, maybe we should just take like shots from the episodes, like from the live streams, and have them kind of show up like this in a little bit of a whimsical manner to see that it's like real people on, because we didn't do video recordings. I think for those we just did like audio recordings, but we could take
from the YouTube.
But I think it's recorded the actual. Yeah, but I think it's recorded kind of the full video with like we're whatever people are seeing on screen now. That kind of recording has been done, but we can't single out the video feeds. But we could have like fun, just like, have a little bit of a whimsical thing like this with our own photographs in there, kind of photographs from screen. So let's cut that as well.
Apropos cutting, I have to cut now in my drawing. Oh, you can see it there like that. I'm cutting because I drew wrong. I did it wrong. now I have to cut it and then paste it in to fix the thing I did wrong, like that.
So if we did something like this, I think that could work.
I'm trying to teach the pirate princess that if she doesn't makes a mistake, she can just copy paste a piece of paper on top. She doesn't have to start from the start, you know. She does not like it. She feels
Yeah,
that it's cheating.
trying to teach her that, mistakes is part of the process, right?
It's not easy because everything she heard about school is the opposite. But her school is actually. Damn it! I did it wrong again. Sorry about that. Sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that little shout there.
Okay, I
Oh,
kind of think this vibe. Look at that, Ola, with that little images like so.
yeah.
You could just make it like it could be, oh, it could even be like this, where it's like cut off.
It's
I'm just gonna
totally okay to scream when you're making a mistake, but you got to just keep going. Look at this. I got to cut more. You got to keep going. You can't stop and make yourself into a little ball in your bed because you made a mistake. You got to, or at least you can do that, and then you got to get up, take out your scissors, and fix it.
take out your scissors and fix it. That sounds ominous. Okay, so I'm digging this like little quirky vibe here with these images.
Yes, me
So
too.
let's just add a note that these would be then images, screen grabs from the live streams.
Like that. I hear your little animals are running around in their cage.
They are.
Listen to
running
that.
and running and running. Okay, and
It's
then we
very
need the
good.
subtitle. I feel like you're getting
Right.
bored now, Willa. You're a little unfocused.
I mean, I'm super enjoying myself over here doing
Okay.
sketch note with a hole in it, and then after the stream, I'm gonna write stuff here. No, here on the sketch note. I've learned
Okay.
that
I
in a
was wrong
book.
then.
I learned that in a book that you should make the sketch notes live and then leave room for later. Yeah, I'm not bored. Not that there's anything wrong with being bored. Bored is super healthy. That's also something I'm trying to teach the pirate princess and her friends. I always, when they say they're bored, I always say, I want children to be bored.
I know you're doing. They're like, what?
Did he just say that? Yeah, they're like,
because they often look at us and they're like expecting us to like come up with something for them to do, and we're just like,
yeah. I might be a little.
I mean,
bit...
you're the kids. You have to figure out what you want to do. Like you're the creative ones in your lives.
Yeah. I
Okay,
might be a little bit evil because I also ask them if they want coffee, but they never get coffee, so they don't really know when I'm joking.
No, that's true.
It's
so
evil.
I have an idea now that
Yes.
I was looking at this. I really like this little vibe here, which is kind of like, because often on these shows or in these kind of things, it's if you go to all, okay, here we go. Often you have like very well made thumbnails for each episode.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cool to have, kind of like I wrote here, screen grabs from the live streams that are like actually footage from the live stream where people are like, or, they're just like talking like normal people. So we could even sprinkle that into the archive pages. We could do.
But why? Why?
Just to like liven it up a bit. So
Okay.
if you have the episodes like so, every now and then we could sprinkle in one of these rows of just like images from the live streams, and then the thumbnails here could still be kind of like the professional thumbnail, and that's what people get when they share. But we could also have this like fun little photo strip from different episodes. I think that could be like an added. I feel like that could be an added flair.
Yeah.
And now that gave me an idea for the episode page, because you were saying we could use this idea of having like a person here and a person here with like the guest images.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that gave me the same idea. If we use the same idea from here, we could use that as a flare on the episode pages as well. So if we copy paste all of this.
What? Use what on the episode page now?
So this is going to be the episode page. So epi, let's start with making it left aligned. So episode title, a great episode title. And then there will be a little bit of a description below, you know, and then we'll have this image that they kind of know from clicking.
Yes.
Or maybe that should be above. Let's have a look at their episode page. Yeah, so they have it like so with the player there. Yeah, so that we can do the same thing where the thumbnail is in the player. So
this is like a mobile first website, is it?
no, I would say this is kind of both. No, this is more of a wide angle, but like
because
you
when
can
I was there in the episode, it was like click this, click that to play. And that's mobile. No, not play now. To the right, down, 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 down. Play now, up, 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 up. Play now button to the right, to your right. There. Spotify.
Oh, these ones.
Yeah, isn't that mobile apps?
No, they can also be, I think, any app. So Pocket Cast, for instance, I have that as a web application as well.
Oh.
So I think, because this is a wide design, so this is for wide, but I don't think it's much changing when you do it in a
But it's wide because
one.
you're on the wide screen, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I thought you meant about mobile design, that, I think what I'm also trying to do here is make it easy for us to make it smaller. So, if we keep it one column, maybe on mobile, we'll pop this, we'll pop these under and have that be the column. And then these ones we can just keep as is because they're not that important. So they can just flow off the screen. And then we'll have to make a mobile version of the menu so that, it collapses or in some way is different. And we'll have to think a little bit about that, because what often happens with a design like this is that you create it as a mobile version. The menu is just this hamburger bar. But if, all episodes is quite an important action point here, they do have latest episodes and they didn't even have episodes here. But, if that is an important action point, it's not, it's not visible anymore, is it? So sometimes, like, it's a very easy way to just make a collapsed menu like this. But if what you're trying to do is entice people to, click on your about page or stuff like that, you might think about having it be visible. And I've seen more and more people, even in this kind of design, just have a little bit of buttons on top with all of those different options. All visible. So we'll have to think about that. Okay. So we'll have a great episode title, and then we could pop this kind of thing in here again.
Yes.
But we were going to have a player. So tagline. You know what? On large screen, I feel like we could get away with doing kind of the same thing we had. So it's exactly like this one. Oh, now I'm trying to select the right thing. So I think this could be the same.
Yeah.
Something like that.
TL droid's really groovy, isn't it?
I don't know what this information would be, because the information here is the same and will probably be the information we now have in the title here. But then maybe we can have some extra details about length, maybe stuff like that. And then we could do that description, or we could do this little like photo of what's been going on. And then we'll just do the description. Woo. So this will be the description or transcription. Transcription, because Transistor now gives you AI generated transcriptions.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. Or, we edit in Descript. So we already have the transcription, so we could also make sure that transcription is correct and good, and we could have a full transcription of the podcast that have also been looked over by us as humans.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest descriptions I've seen in my life.
What do you mean?
Look at these lines are like, whoa, all over the place.
I like it.
Okay, I'm gonna add here newsletter subscription. Newsletter subscription.
So those are kind of like sticky notes.
Yeah, those are sticky notes.
Putting on. It's not the design.
Yeah. And then these would be podcast players. And I think we could find a pretty cool icon set in icon 8 for this as well.
Yes.
I'm pretty happy with this.
Yep, it's good.
I think it looks good.
It's good.
Now just translating it into real design. That's where the hard part comes in.
Not everybody would agree with that, but okay.
And then we need some kind of footer.
Don't you think the designers think that this is the hard part?
Well, often the designers do this as well, depending on what kind of design.
They do this. Don't they do this, and then they think that's the hard part, and then they just say, "Okay, developers, do it."
Usually, it depends on the size of the company. But I've been at companies where the designers do this, which is more of a, I would call it, what do we call it? User experience, or this is an information hierarchy or like flow. I don't know. And then they make high fidelity Figma files for the exact design so that you get something that looks exactly like this, but it's not in code. And then you have to make it in code. But I usually skip the middle part. I draw wireframes is what these wireframes. And then I just go straight into code instead of making it in Figma first, because I don't know Figma. I know code. But these things are changing, because look at Framer. Like this
They're just skipping away from the whole Figma thing.
Oh, I wish they would let me just like play around without signing in to show you. But I never got friendly with Webflow, really, because it's like a design tool. It looks like Illustrator. It looks like InDesign, actually. It's like very much in kind of the design way of thinking, the designer way of thinking. While Webflow is much more, or not Webflow, Framer is much more in between coding and design. And everything you drag onto the screen or onto the canvas, as they call it, is a React component. And you can create what's called code overrides. So that, for instance, this button, maybe your designer, creates a site in Framer, and it looks super good. Like we could have had somebody make, this kind of design, or, this design in Framer. Yeah. And then we could go in and be like, okay, well, this button here is not going to take you to a different page, which is, that you can do natively in Framer. But we could say, oh, that's going to, start an audio file, or anything that you could do with React code. You could do by clicking on this button and then selecting what's called a code override. Yeah. And next week, we're actually doing this, because next week, Damien, my good friend, Damien, I can't spell his name though, Damien, is creating a Framer template for us.
Ooh.
And by us, I mean Outsera.
Yeah.
Work part-time for Outsera. And we're going to take his Framer template And then we're going to add membership capabilities using Outsera and code overrides that I will be coding
Ooga,
while
ooga, ooga.
working on the template that Damien has created.
What
So I
is the
think-
membership site?
Oh, that's a secret.
Oh no! A
I think-
secret membership?
I think he is teasing it somewhere here. He was working
Life
on
is
it.
short. Here's my thoughts. You know
Here.
what? Cooking.
It's coming to life. Sneak peek into some of the work happening for this project. So this is a little sneak peek of the type of membership site we're going to be making in Framer next week.
That gave me no hints whatsoever.
Well, it's look there. There's going to be an avatar of me. It's my name. It's a little description. Like, what does this remind you of?
Nothing. What is it? What is it? What does it remind me of? I don't know. Yeah.
To
Coming
live
to-
from live next week. Is that's probably not a good framing coming to
And
live.
then you write, what does it look like?
Coming to life on 3 live streams next week. Coming to life on 3 live streams.
What does it look
next
like?
week.
You must ask that.
What kind of membership? What kind of membership site do you think we
looks
are
like. No, it looks
cloning?
like. It looks like. It looks like. You must say looks like, or else they can have no reason to guess.
What kind of membership site do you think we are making? Can I write that?
No, no.
Do you think
What
it looks
kind of
like?
membership? Yeah.
Looks like.
It's impossible to guess what you're making, but what it looks like, that can be anything. That can be the first thing they guess. You know what I'm saying?
Working on a framer plus, etc.
Shouldn't you
Got
have
it.
at? Yeah.
I'm working on framer plus at etc.
Yep.
Membership template.
Here we go. Here we go.
Just did some tweeting live on stream.
Yeah, that's very live. Live tweeting your own.
Okay,
your
should
own
I do a little
show.
bit of a cash here to show that we'll be, collecting money with this template?
Yes. Cash.
Let's do some euro banknotes then.
Wow.
There we go.
You actually got the emoji search to work. It never works for me. I never get anything.
Are you using the Twitter emoji search?
I don't know. What are you using?
I am using Raycast emoji search. Oh, now
Raycast?
yeah.
That?
And now I don't remember. I just do it and I get the I think I suddenly I can't remember what I do to get it up, but I do use some kind of key combination that when I think about it, I don't know. I use Raycast. I'm going to post this.
That money looks Swedish.
So let's go to Raycast.
I use Rocket, but I can,
So Raycast you can do all kinds of things. So I can also, for instance, if I go into this tweet, I do post, I can do --live and look at that. It becomes our live stream URL.
Whoa.
I can do better and better quality and conversation on YouTube.
Ooh. Is this what they call AI?
No, it's not even AI. It's just I have told Raycast that through snippets, they call it snippets, and I can say that -- better -- should expand into this text.
So it's like AI, except you get exactly what you want instead of some kind of wild guess from the internet. I see.
You could probably hook up some kind of AI and just ask Raycast to write. Yeah, look at that. Always on ChatGTP. So
what? It is AI, are you saying now?
Okay,
or
here
is that
I
some
am.
kind of
So you can do
No.
snippets and you can search snippets.
That's yours?
And here,
Yeah.
these are mine.
What's the treasure hunt one then? What do you get? It's down.
You
There.
get unauthorized and Rumfield treasure hunt because I could never spell it correctly.
Well, that's very good.
And I don't know what happens with Yarn Tailwind. Oh, it adds all of the Tailwind stuff in
Great.
Gatsby.
There you
But I
go.
haven't used that much. And then this just gives me a dot because I love using dots in titles. An M dot or dot, and then an M dash is this long thing, but I never remember how to find it on the keyboard. And then you can also do other kinds of things, but it has an emoji search, and that's the one I'm using.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I like my rocket thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is far off what we were working on, but we have
Sorry.
tweeted. But I think we were done for today because I feel like we have the site.
Yes.
And I think I might start stubbing out this structural design.
It might be. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
No promise.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't really have time, do I, outside of streams?
No, you don't.
No.
So
I'm not promising anything, but this is what we're going to be making.
Yes, at some point. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll have to start tomorrow at least to get this out the door when we need it to.
I just want to say one thing.
And we need to tell our editor that they do screen grabs, fun screen grabs that we can use for this little added extra flair.
Yeah, because yesterday the Pirate Princess joined us, but she's not going to do that today because she's skiing in the woods. And this morning it was great because it's my job to wake her up and basically get her out of bed. And that can be a long process, not waking her up, but getting her out of bed. But this
to say the least,
this morning while I was brewing coffee, I heard like beep bop inside her bedroom, and she came in and she was like wide awake, and I was like, "Hello, are you awake?" And she was like, "Yes." And then she always wants her audiobook. And then I was like, okay, I'll go back to the kitchen. I gotta finish the coffee. And she was, and then Queen Raae here said, okay, I'll get up later and make cocoa for your ski trip. And the Pirate Princess was like, hot chocolate. And the Pirate Princess was like, no, you're not. I'm making that. And she just got up and you just stalked into the kitchen and started, doing stuff with yeah. And then later she
was ready for that hot chocolate.
Oh man, she was ready for the whole ski trip. Yeah, she found her ski boots and everything, and she was like, "Yeah, this is great." Yeah, so she's skiing in the woods now. That's good. Okay, tomorrow we're going to do something with this.
Yeah, we're gonna start designing out the components, or make the components we need.
So we should summarize then.
Summarize? Oh, yeah.
You have been exploring the interwebs for podcast templates. That's the what. Why is to get ideas for the structure, you said, but what you really was most interested in was the feel and look.
Well, it ended up being an exploration of structure because that's what we have here. But also a little bit of a vibe because I like these colors. Surprise, surprise, it's orange and floral white, I'm guessing, as the background, which are my favorites. If we just head on over to Queen Raae Codes, there are some similarities. Like this is edgier and better because I'm a designer has made it, but it's still my vibe. And that reminds me. Yeah.
No, reminds you.
And that reminded me that I think we can also find good icons on Icons 8, because what we also talked about is that it really vibes with this. So we should prop that in there as well, which are going to be our illustration library. Yeah. And I should probably just take a photo of. I am pooped. We have been on calls today.
Why did you do it? Yeah, we did a sales call today, and it
hopefully went well.
and people, if it went as well as we felt, you might be seeing some exciting new stuff coming.
Yes.
But anyway, you did it.
Anyway, so this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like starting from nothing is often hard, but
Yeah.
started with this one because we kind of liked it, but then we ended
Yeah.
up making something quite different. But we started with seeing like what did we like. We start picking pieces we liked, and then that kind of got our juices going instead of just staring at a blank page and be like, how should our podcast website look like? It's nice
Sorry
to
about
start
that.
with something and go
Inspiration,
from
as we
there.
call it.
Inspiration and just straight up stealing sometimes. And
Yes.
then that got me thinking about another template that I've seen, and then we stole this little like, cutesy
Yeah.
photograph from something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I think that
Yeah.
couldn't be a way of, creating this podcast site be more like real. Like we'll see real photos from the recordings instead
Ooh.
of just being like the glossy thumbnail version of the podcasts. So I think like, yeah, you just have to start, right? You just need to start somewhere. And it's easier to start with somebody else's template or just else's, whatever. And then at this point, I wouldn't say that this looks exactly like this, but we had something to start with. Yeah. You just start
Yes.
doing, you got to start doing. But
Yes.
so here, I think if we go to icons, I think Iconates can also give us podcast icons, pod. No, but it's like, okay, let's see, Pocket Cast. They usually have all of the logos in different versions. Yeah, there's Pocket Cast. And then we can do Spotify. Spotify, they even have in like fun little versions. You can get these like illustrated versions and it's kind of cute.
Yeah, that was great. Look at
Hmm.
all those different Spotify. That's the old Spotify over there. I'm
This
pointing
one?
at it, but you can't see. No, all the way down. With
This one.
with the two greens.
Yeah.
I remember that.
What about this orange Spotify? I don't know
Yeah, that was cool.
that.
Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna do something with this design actually, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
I guess that's it. I'm gonna take a photograph of that and put it on the interwebs. I'll show you another cool thing right before we go with Claire. No, I need it to be smaller. Okay, so let's zoom out again. So, and what's cool now is that they will just throw away the one I didn't save. So I don't have like a ton of screenshots laying about. So if I do, but now I don't remember which one, this one. Okay, I can crop it in here. I'll crop it to the size that I like. And then if anybody's ever wondered how I get this like queen background on some of my illustrations, I go in here and then I do my queen preset and it will actually add that queen photo behind there and I can extend the padding if I want to like look over it, or I can just keep it like this-ish because then you'll still see that kind of frame of me in the back there. And that's how you get a consistent looking feed.
And consistency is key when you're doing marketing, which
Yes.
podcasting should be all about.
Absolutely. That's all for today.
Yes. So see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ahoy.
Ahoy. Okay, I'm there. I found the button.
Ahoy.